And we're back. It's DME with DME when the peak of the week. It's Sploshing. Welcome back, folks. Welcome back, smokes. Oh, look, that looks like... Okay, I see why I've done that now. I can see why that looks good there. Right, so we'll update that now. Oh yeah, we'll update this guy. You get out of our face. That's how we update him. And then all of these things we can get out of our face too.
Take it out of you.
This song's shit, innit? Right, Reese, you know I'm gonna take this off the Doomslayer playlist, right? Here, and that's what you'll get for being a shit song. You know you got you're on Discord there, Reese. Oh my goodness, the fax machine is doing something. Holy shit, delete yourself, just donated $48 million. Can you believe it, chat? We just got a donation from Delete Yourself. $48 million. J10M13E5. Thanks for another week. Great week. Greatest, most comprehensive and compelling TV on earth. No doubt it is. Well, if you can top $48 million, then you'll be Stream King. Until then, it's Delete Yourself. Three socks are a scam. We've got wow, yeah. Look, I need to catch up with Shrew here. He's ahead of the game. What a fracking week onwards. Yes, it is, Devin. Thank you very much, Devin. It's appreciated. Whoa. Hello, Doomslayers. Hello, Devin Banana Freeze. How's it going? Hello, he sucks. Tradespotting, spending my weekend washing all my pants from Wet Your Pants Wednesday. Oh my goodness, how many times did you don't change them? You're supposed to sit in them. What do you like? So you're probably not doing it right at all, are you? Have you got a bowl and stuff? I hope you've at least got a bowl underneath. Hola, Crystal. Wet Your Pants Wednesday challenge. Folks, if you haven't seen it, it's taken Twinstagram by storm. It's gone mental out there on freaking talk. Everybody loves it, right? What you do is you sit in a big bucket and you pee all over yourself all day Wednesday, and it's called a wet protest. And then you post it on Facemagram and say, like, that's it, guys. I've had enough. Until somebody does something about it, I'm going to sit in my own way every Wednesday from now until at least this time next month. Malot Tradesploshing, when Banana Go Yai already went, yeah. Where have you been? Every Wednesday is a pee in a bottle Wednesday. What? How do you manage to get it in there? That is incredible accuracy. So maybe it's a big gulp. Pepsi big gulp? That makes it easier, isn't it? Well, we had a look at that and we talked about it and we were right again. And then we already had done this. Look, it's W bottom and you put the Bollinger Bands on. You can see that you pushed outside the first ball. You didn't do it this time. You had bullish, they're probably quite approximate lows. And this is much higher on our side. You're back out the bearish control zone. Fantastic. Then above the center line, tested that, pushing at the bullish control zone. Fantastic. Higher than your previous high. No, even you're worried there. No, not worried, right? Look at this. You look at that. You'd be like, but Tradespotting has potentially continuation divergence. RSI is higher. It's a downtrend. The price isn't higher yet. And that's true. It's not higher yet. But then, look, we did this thing, right? With this, and that, I was like earlier on drawing on GME and I put this channel on and you were like, what the fuck? Like, why is he doing that? Eh? And it's like, well, similar thing, right? Why the fuck is he doing anything, right? Why do it, right? Why did I get out of bed for less than $10,000? Who knows? It doesn't make sense. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. But anyway, so you got this also potential channel up, and I don't know, right? You tell me. I don't know, right? There's loads of things it could do, right? If it's continuation divergence, you can kiss that uptrend. Good idea, goodbye. But hey, it looks good to me. Wow, doesn't it just look good to you? Maybe even a 618 retrace now that you've gone through that. Oh my goodness, right? And there's some exciting stuff on the cards there. We're talking about the fact that these two assets, these two being AMC and GME, then we can tell, at some point the charts will start acting differently. And a question came in there. Boom, boom, boom. Question came in the chat box. Oh my God, guys, a question came in the chat box. Hold that press. Stop that fucking fat Partygate shite. We're on to the question in the chat box. It's really important, and it was, why fucking these fucking things doing the same fucking thing, Tradespotting? And it's largely due to the fact that the same market participants can, and the people that are fighting against you, they're trading desks set up to exploit volatility. They clamp down on volatility. They look for it in the opening range, and they go for it, man. They even advise their fucking clients, you can invest in funds with Barclays that will specifically trade against meme stock traders, right? You can have that. That's a thing. It's an actual thing, right? I can speak to a guy who sits next to the guy who'll do all the trades, right? There's bastards out there. Bastards, aren't they bastards? What are you supposed to do, though, eh, right? I mean, better know than not. No, that's what I think. Anywho, right, in this thing, right, hold the center line RSI, push back up here, get back up, hold that 236 on any retrace. You're above the 200 period moving average. What we're looking for is the 50 simple and push through the 200 period moving average. Price action to maintain is fantastic. Beautiful. What's that? A viewing point, right? Price actions like yourself, right? It understands the Sloshing's peak of the week, and it went up to like a Vistador or whatever you call it. It's like, look here, that might be a nice tourist thing, but it looks way better from 400 yards further away when I'm drunk. So then that's where it went. Price action went up there to that lovely little bit where there's like, the crickets or whatever, and they make those noises and stuff, and that's fine. And they got one of those speakers and it's Bluetooth and all that stuff, so that's fantastic. And they got the booze, and it's like fucking, you know what I mean, right? Packet of fags for 50p and that. It's cheap there. It's so cheap there. Where you live, it's expensive as fuck. But you just get on a plane and you go there, where it is, right? And everything's so cheap because they don't. You're like, why is it? It's not that the things themselves are cheap. It's not that center of production is more efficient than where you come from. It's not that any of the things that you might be used to thinking about how capitalism works. It's because of the way that The stupid ass fucking government has managed to develop a ridiculously imbalanced tax system, and all they ever fucking do is make it so that these stupid fucking booze cost too much. I mean, what the fuck? I had to delay the start of this thing so that some guy could drop this off with me. Now, I appreciate that guy. He's a really nice guy, actually. He's a really, really nice guy, and I gave him a tip of 15% on top of what I'd already given to anyone who was going to do the job in the first place. And then when he came there, and then he left, and then he had to come back because he had to check my ID because we had got in a conversation, and obviously I am an 18, I'm much older, so he knew I wasn't, so he had to come back and check my ID and take photographs and stuff. And then at that point, I wanted to bring him in and put him on Sploshing. I was like, well, let's fucking listen, another pink headband, holy shit, it's beautiful. I wanted to take him in, I wanted to bring him in, but obviously, like, I mean, the fact that he was Polish and didn't really speak much English, and well, didn't know what I was talking about in the first place, and he really would have found out it was totally weird, and then also it would have been a bit weird, so we didn't do that sort of thing. Anyway, where did we get to? Yeah, what the fuck? Get your fucking hand out of my pocket, try to fucking squeeze me or what? That's what it's like. It's like we're supposed to be playing the squeeze, not you, Boris and fucking Joe. Boris and Joe too, eh? You know, seriously, I mean, get a decent name there. Hi. Everyone in the chat box here's got well interested names. Look, I am a dinosaur 007. Like, why isn't there a president called that? Massive Eric said, hey, Tradespotting, I tried a thing based off of things I learned. That's fucking great to hear. I like buying a support now. Ah, yeah, sweet. Isn't it so much better, eh? So much better. It's like not getting fucked in the ass compared to getting fucked in the ass. So much better. The delighted buying and supporting nicely, making a run. Ah, yee-haw! That's Jamie for that non-financial. Yes, excellent. I'm loving it, man. That's very fucking loving it, man. So that's the thing, eh? There's always like this distinctions between how people are doing at different times, and like I want everyone to do as well as possible, and so me hearing that you're doing well is good, but it doesn't make up for like one person not doing brilliantly, nor would it if there was 100 of you, right? I need 10,000 people to be doing amazing to make up for one person doing like average even. So it's great to hear it, but it's best for you, right? And what I want to make sure, right, which would you, so you could really, if you were like hoping to thank me, what the fuck is this Gangnam Style gone fucking worse? How did this make it on anyhow? And so that's way too early for that. Get out, time me. Here, what's this? The start of the news or something? No. That'll do. Here, so serious reflection, okay? Let's think about what's important to ourselves right now. If you're going to trade, your reason you're trading is because you want to achieve something. It's not actually, you might think, of dollar value. You might wish it to be so, and you'll be looking at it and measuring it that way. Preferably, you'll be looking at it in terms of percentage increases and looking for percentages. And I would suggest percentages are better than dollars in nearly every scenario you could possibly look for. But you're trying to achieve something. You do have hopes and dreams. You do have goals. But those goals will be something that these space credits or whatever it is, by the time you end up having enough fucking money in your account to take it out and pay for these aspirational things, which are lifestyle changes above where you are at the minute. Getting there, you know, what are we fucking even talking about? You know, well, what we're talking about is that, Massive Erickson, I can't get any real all that much joy from you doing well, other than upon and learn those lessons. And it might well be, you know, that you're trading crazy ass instruments that have got huge amounts of risk, and you might say to yourself like, hey, this isn't my crazy position, and you might say, yo, I'm going to just take a long, and it's going to be a long call, and all I'm going to possibly lose is like what I invest in the trade, i.e. the premium, and then what you're saying immediately. Got back above the 50 simple. It's the first time you've done it since it crossed below the 200, so there's that. It's different, and that's not conforming to the previous trend. 4 hour, this is a significant time frame now. The 1 hour with regards to actually taking trade setups and whatnot is good enough and puts in reliable chart formations, and the signals that I take from the indicators I use work out well on the 1 hour time frame on equities. With regards to the 4 hour here, you got a better picture maybe of even like really robust trend, and you're able to make even more robust decisions. But the question then becomes about finding earliest possible signals, which will involve multi-time frame analysis. You combine all of these things together, and you might say, but hey, the trade patterns don't, the time frames don't all match up perfectly. And like, well, maybe, you know, they don't all, but generally speaking, they won't. It's about finding trading opportunities, isn't it? Frickin' hell. So anyway, wow, you would maybe push towards the 200 now, and at that point you'd ask real questions about the trend. And so above the 236, not all that crazy to imagine going to the 382. That's up at 1580 something, most of the way there already. The high of the range 1447 before close, post market 1454. Golden pocket, should you extend beyond the 200 period moving average, and that isn't even testing the downward sloping resistance that you can see from this broadened information, in around 20 bucks, 21.67, something along there, right? You know, call it 21.50 and 20 bucks, right? So that's what we're looking at on AMC. You get back above there, things will be fucking crazy, because you could then be testing tops of this formation. It's broad information. You could be looking at a move to the top side. The extension was above it, it's at 76 bucks, so this is above your previous high. This is all conforming to a Gartley on a weekly time frame that suggests it could retrace back up to like 110. My particular targets from a TA that's got nothing to do with those two particular options, it says it might go up to around 90 bucks and that. So, you know, you can trade your own, play your own game and whatnot. Make sure you trade with risk management in the heart of your strategy, because it will provide you a guideline for taking profit and where to put your stop loss. And well, if you don't have a guideline, what the fuck are you doing? This is the first time I've listened to Tradespotting and understood everything it's saying. Have I entered the matrix? Well, if you were, you definitely right now you would you would have been massively felt. Oh, you are starting to believe. You are. Whoa, don't be careful. Mango, I was on rooms one day with friends and went to start a commune called Good Time Mango. Wow. Good Time Mango's. But officer, I ain't got no chill. That was a good wee take on AMC, and we looked at GME. It was very brief, right? It was very brief, and then we looked into this. It was super interesting too. Oh yeah, that potential bear flag, bull flag. What am I talking about? Bull flag, and the extensions. Then top side of this downward slope information in around 165. Oof, that would be nice. Suits you, sir. Right, you go to fib extensions and whatnot. You could aim even higher. You could be looking back up to test those second high. Shut up, computer. I don't need your warnings. Right? Don't need your warnings. Ha! Spy! Holy! Get the fuck out town and fuck yes! 415 spot 26 in the close and a push to 416 spot 20 afterwards. That's so beautiful. And at the same time, VIX continued to the downside. Not about that, right? You want to trade counterintuitively. You want to express that part of you which is frustrated while at the same time earn money and then get validation for your own personality. They shouldn't really mix that with trading, but when you're going it, right, I tell you what, that setup earlier on with VIX going down, SPY going up, and fucking shitloads of things making stupid ass moves towards the end of the market. Look at AMC, for example. Oh my god, right? You know, that's the sort of shit that, like, you know, you can take that and people love, right? People love to criticize you and try and put you down a peg, right? They love it. They also forget that you're a real person, and especially when you're on the internet consistently. And they look for that sort of thing, right? Well, they don't, right? What they say is they look for you to behave in a way that seems strange to them, and then they'll like load on while their mates saying blah 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 blah, and then you just don't bother, and then they're all proved right, and you don't even need to go and tell them because they put so much of their own effort into communicating their own point, which is now wrong, that it's so obvious to them ahead of anyone else in the world, and it's like you don't even need to do anything, and they die like that, and it's brilliant, it's so good. I love it, man. I felt a good stand on their head at the same time I would, but this is brilliant, right? 50 symbols pushed above the 200 period moving average. You come back down and test that in a 4-hour time frame. Daily time frame, I'm not saying that the price action isn't rolling over and that this isn't a head and shoulders and whatnot on VIX, and that, you know, if it isn't, you might not drop volatility, you might drop loads, which means that, you know, you could continue a trend, right, with no desperate change to the top side. Nothing pictures left for nothing coming off that. There's a resistance line, 886 retracement, 200 period moving average, which is also confluent with a golden pocket. There's the golden pocket from the most recent fib in with the 50 simple, and you're already above 382. It's like, oh man, and that is like, you got in a PRZ, this ABCD pattern too, which people were like, they're so bullish to that. Like, okay, cool, wonderful, and then it's this and that. It's like, okay, anyway, who cares, right? Honestly, because, you know, go to the kitchen, get a spoon. When I try to speak to others about GME, friends and bosses constantly tell me to sell. Yeah, well, I mean, you know, they would probably now also tell you they were right. It was the strangest shit. People trying to manage my portfolio, yo. Well, that's the thing. They think that you're getting involved in like a fad or a scheme or whatever, you know. And because they don't know how to trade themselves, what they do is they see what seems to be an obvious piece of advice. And that's based on their own misconceptions and judgments, which is generally speaking because they're from a different generation, don't understand these cultural nuances, right? Nor do they understand the greater purpose or the honor in what we're trying to do, right? So they've got no fucking idea. So instead, and then not never mind when it comes to actually trading, so then you do something that to them is quite aspirational, regardless of whether they themselves do it or not. You say something, yada yada, something, GME something, and they're like, oh, well, you know, blah 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 blah, and it's like their fucking opportunity to identify, right, with themselves, relate to their own identity, and that you're being used in that moment for them to just like prove the might, MITE, of their own existence. And that's what, you know, you're not there for somebody else's fucking computer game, right? You're actually not an NPC, and those people can suck a dick, can't they? Right. Also, like, the short answer is my portfolio, not yours. Why don't you fuck off? And that you could even you know, truncate that a little bit down to just fuck off, even. And I would think that's appropriate. And then not financial, not relationship advice, obviously. And then, but so really, like, you know, you could be like, yeah, so, you know, what's new, mate? Like, right, I understand, you dumbass. You know, it's like, not like I didn't do that with that fully. Like, I mean, the fact that that's the, I mean, they don't understand that everybody knows that part of it's crazy. That's why everyone does it, you fucking idiot. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. I'm in this fucking room with you, talking to you right now, you fucking tube. This moment is absurd. Not the fucking, you know what I mean? You fucking idiot. And the whole like that realm you come from. Anyway. So it's like, you want to advise you on your portfolio. It's like, mate, you can't honestly, like, you push the wrong buttons on your fucking phone. Never mind on an actual serious endeavor like trade. You know, we're all about deliberate action. Don't talk to me like I don't know what I'm doing. It's not fucking, hey, they're like that. They think they're the traffic police. It's like a little bit of like some sort of actual authority attached to their identity, and they explode, right? Like springtime, and the fucking traffic police everywhere, man, fucking everywhere, or traffic wardens, or, you know, you can guess what, you know where I'm coming from, right? That job, they're like, oh, brilliant, it's my time. Oh, this is me come up for my fucking penalty shot. Fucking, hey, what are we talking about anyway? Yeah, what is this? Spy. It's an oscillation, right? Great. It's the lower low. It's continuation of a downtrend. You're looking for continuation. At this point, stochastic pushing to the top side. You're below the 200 period moving average, so you can't take that cross to mean very much. ATR, really high volatility. This, you know, that might be an excuse for why price action's made it so far up at the minute. You've got a cross in the MACD, but like we say, below the 200 period moving average. Daily time frame significantly below the 50 simple as it was happening. Your RSI's below the center line at that period in time. You've pushed back above this previous oscillation. You've broken this downward sloping trend that you can see on the RSI, which could be a parallel channel, or could also be a wedge. We're going to stick with this downward sloping resistance line here. You retested that area. You pushed out of where it would be, you know, proximity to the bearish control zone. Good to see that above the center line in resistance. when the futures market goes to sleep, or the professionals that trade your particular asset, in this particular instance, those two things are true, when they go to sleep in a downtrend, and you're one of the things you're conscious of the fact is like, you're looking for continuation, and you're aware of the fact that you're trading an asset that's in another market which may or may not drive price action is currently closed, which means you're always in danger of putting in a gap, especially over the holidays. And especially over the holidays, right? So on the weekend, that's bad enough. And you said holidays, which means there's a day off, and that has a serious effect on the theta, and contracts will be reduced in value extremely quickly early on the day before the holiday starts, and anticipation of like crushing theta over that period of time. So you're going to have to watch out for these potential things, and everybody else is aware of that too. An extra risk. So there's risk upon risk upon risk, but it's a futures market. This institutional is driving this thing. It's in a current downtrend. There's a potential gap. If there is, it's fucked, because these gaps don't necessarily get filled. They definitely don't conform to the 2 hour next day 97% thing. Nah, that's not them. They're the 3%, and they constantly screw you, right? So the people are like, oh my god, it looks like it's moving down. Well, fuck that shit then. See you next week. And then, but in an uptrend, people are happy to take the weekend trades in this very different dynamic. So it's all about understanding trend. And you're right, Bob the Builder. And that was a massive donation as well. Bob the Builder donated $85,000. Let's do this properly, right? Because I'm about to get emotional with this wheel. You should be spinning. You should be spinning. What is this? You should be spinning. Stop it already. Start spinning again. Huh? It's okay. I had a word. All you need, all I need is that I believe. Nah, beautiful. Right? That was pretty good, right? That's pretty good. Maybe I've heard those lyrics before though somewhere. Anyway. Yes, that's great to know. You know, I am your sustenance, right? I am. The calorific content of GME is kind of incredible. You thought it was shelter and nutrients. Well, it isn't. It's I thought there was an undefined X amount one could give through Patreon. Perhaps I'm mistaken. No, there is. There is like a custom pledge, whatever, Majigamy. You can just choose your own one. I set up things here so that we're more affordable, you know, for the poors, right? The poors, the awful poors who couldn't afford whatever it was the options were before, right? Which is understandable. The top one was like 100 grand a month or whatever. And that's understandable, right? It's understandable, right, that we're not all at that level yet. So I put in other ones like $11.50 or whatever it is, £11.50 or £11. I don't know. Anyway, it's like £30 a day or something. Anyway, you know, it's for the poors, and I was like, you know, it's right. I try to do extra stuff so that I can help people better, and like it's kind of people self-identify in loads of different ways, and then also there's like people who won't even click the like button. It's like, what, you know. I'm not here to play the YouTube game, right? Obviously, right? I also want to do my own thing and for it to work. So, like, fucking whatever and stuff. So, stuff. What was the next thing? Why did that wheel not do what I wanted it to? That's an important conversation. Do what I fucking tell you in future. This is it. Who do you think the boss is? What's next? Somebody want me to look at something? in order to know where Bitcoin was going. But I will have a look at NQ_F and see what it says. Thanks very much for the donation. Holy shit, Jeff Casey, you're my favorite. Oh, that's a really, really nice message. Thanks. Thanks so much. I love being a favorite. It's my favorite thing, is being the favorite, in fact. Oh, what a tune. This is a real banger. Sorry, guys, I'm going to go listen to this one. Bop some.
He chose the path of perpetual torment. In his ravenous hatred, he found no peace, and with boiling blood, he scoured the unknown plains.
That one says Jamie drink, but you know, we're going to also it span about a number of times. I just stopped myself, and so let's go 3 each, okay?
Named him the Doomslayer.
So much better. The secret ingredient is the Wheel of Doom. See, we have been taking a little traverse around the charts, and some of the things that people asked us about on the stream, and it was like, you know, what about this thing at one stage? And I was like, stay the fuck away from that thing. Look at the desperate, awful, horrible nightmare down below it's got. Some of you were asking, can I go short on it? In which case, congratulations, you did well, because these things have been completely fucked. Look, that thing is making it to, you know, stupid ass extensions. These levels above, you know, maybe it makes it, but I wouldn't necessarily bet on it. And there's been a number of times we've checked on things like that. You know, Wish as well, it's gone down further, it's gone down even further, but maybe it's got potential. Wish and this sort of thing, people have been trading these for options. Am I on that? I am. What a brilliant tune this is. You know, people have traded for options, so, you know, long-term trades, not so much. You're not really buying a call that expires in the next couple of weeks if you're a passive income kind of guy. So here we have price action on retrace the golden pocket. It's all the way back to the bottom of that range. Not bad. Anyway, there's lots of other stuff. It's had a reaction, but oh, you know, it could keep going really good. Could do. Oh, we got a, oh, that's not bad. A little bit of retracement in there. Take profit in it. Yeah, we went through most of those rows. Rows will do. Oh my god, this reminds me, I've just seen the time base Fibonacci, and it gives me a chance to make it up to, in case never die, who asked that lovely question. Where did I find it? I just have to type it in. Let's just go to GameStop Corporation. I think I should drop that.
need a painkiller. I'm in pain, yeah.
believe in your own lives and yourself. So, and those moments you realize that it's all about what you could achieve and what you could do. Right? It's not necessarily about the money you could be making. It's about achievements and the things you could do to help people and whatnot. Kenny, on the other hand, he's got no idea. He thinks it's all about stimulus checks and people that were like, you know, you were, none of you wanted your job and you were all sent home and you all celebrated that you were sent home, and then the government sent you money. Oh my god, I can't believe the government is helping people. This is Kenny, right? And then, oh my god, he gave them free money, and then what were they going to do? Only something quote unquote stupid. This is how he's like, hey. That's why you would think. No, oh my god, they wouldn't just, It doesn't matter about whether the decision they made was smart or not, Kenny. We know the decision we made. It was because we all made it together. And we proved the point, you little fucking dickhead. Nice message from Gary D, who says, "Great job, team. Hanging in there. The end is near. Moon soon." And he donated $198,000 for that message, folks. So give a big hand to Gary D. Thank you, Gary. It's appreciated. All goes to supporting the channel.
situation has not improved.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Okay. So we've had some fun. We were introduced to some new music. And we made friends with each other. We all got even closer. We bonded even more. But we didn't realize it was Bulldog's birthday. So we have to have an extra celebration. Having played so many awesome techno bangers in the last couple of minutes, we're going to have to play another. And this one, especially for Bulldog, because it's just so amazing. So amazing. have a message from Guitar in the Charts, who says, thanks for all the help. Guitar in the Charts, you're infinitely welcome. Thank you, friend. And he says, my dad is watching along with us. Wow, welcome to the Techno Bangers, Guitar in the Charts. It's Dad. Tradespotting managed to get about $600 worth of some BBBY calls matching Ryan Cohn, but cheaper. Nice, nice. Like to see it do what Ryan Cohn does, but at better value. That's probably a good strategy to get rich. I'd like to hear it, Space Cadet. Let's take a look at BBBY in a second here. Sorry, thought that was a question. Wow, Lisa, infinitely helpful. Tradespotting, I don't know what this song is, but it's my birthday song. I need to know the name. Oh, well, it's Techno Banger, innit? Ken. Boom, boom, boom. Somebody will know the name. Somebody out there. Someone, somewhere. What about this one? This is also you. This is also you. This is it. This is for you, baby, because you usher it in the age of love. Oh my goodness gracious of me. This thing, yes, and let's check it out. Okay, let's check it out. But also, this song's incredible. You know, you're welcome. I didn't make it, but you know, fucking hell, it's so good though. Bulldog, you're coming to Edinburgh in August. It's the Edinburgh Festival. It's the largest street festival in the world. You'll have fun. I'll be here, I expect.
Turn the bass up. Turn the. all this.
We got the blocked screen for a second. Thanks very much for telling me, some chick. Thank you very much for telling me. So, at this crucial part of the stream, and what time is it? 2:30? That's not too terrible. 2. We're looking at the GME chart again with the 200 period moving average and the stochastic indicator on the 2-day time frame. This is the 200 period moving average. If you've not actually yet turned on, turn it on now. Make it red. There. It's not actually told it that it has to be 200, but there we are, telling it. Thanks very much. Thank you so much, Sometick. Thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel, and thanks very much for that message. Appreciate it. And I hope I'm not in too much trouble. But thanks very much for telling me so promptly, and I'll be very careful from now on. So there's a 200 period moving average. We're putting it on. We're going to make it even thicker, actually, so it's even more obvious here. Oh, yes, we are. So we are. So we have the 200 period moving average, and we have the stochastics, okay? Stochastics. This is SNX. Who gives this lion? Right, it's okay in the short term, but it's not the point we're making. Here is GameStop. Here's 200 period moving average. Here's price action, touching it on the 2-day time frame. Body closed just below, wick slightly higher. This is very relevant with regards to trend at the minute. So we're looking at this, and we're looking at the stochastic indicator with the 200 period moving average. And when price action is above the 200 period moving average, we would look to, you know, we've done this on a Sploshing before. We would look to the lows on the stochastics and crosses at those lows. Crosses at the lows when price action is above the 200, right? So crosses at the lows, price action is above the 200. Here's a cross at the low, price action is above the 200. Again, you see how you're right, okay? We're just at this instance, all we're doing is identifying those crosses at the lows when price action is above the 200. That's all we're doing. Nothing else, just identifying the crosses at the lows. Here's one that we again got a second test of. Price action not as low though, so you know we can skip the next one. Here's another cross at the low above the 200 period moving average. This is stochastics on 2-day time frame and GME. Okay, just so you know, right? If you want to make money and whatnot, and then you had this cross, right? But at the same time, price action didn't make it back into, right? And so you perhaps go with this one. 48%. Okay, that's interesting. Then you had another cross here. We spoke about how this cross price action ended up going lower, right? RSI, stochastic itself pushed to the top side. What did you get? Look, let's check it out. That was a measly 20%. A measly 20% over 8 days, right? So less than 2 weeks, 20%. Measly, right? Then you had a crossover here at the top side. You knew to get out of the trade and take profit. Right at the top side of the move too. That's incredible. So there's measly 20%. Next time you had a positive cross downside above the 200 period moving average. You didn't get a negative cross that became lower than the previous one until such times as well. You didn't until you got a cross, but after your take profit signal. That was a measly 63% to the top side. Measly, pathetic, measly 63%. Then price action dropped below the 200 period moving average. You had a cross to the top side. Let's say you were managing your risk at this stage. And you were able to cover 40% of that without even blinking an eye. Right? Wow. Oh my goodness, right? Then I'm just... by, oh, isn't that pushing higher? Great to see. So we did also talk about, you know, this idea, right? You know, we spoke about this idea and this the stochastics and the 200 period moving average. We talked about that. We were really very clear about what are the lessons that we were going to make about it. You know, really, we were really very, very clear about it. We were made sure that we imparted that lesson in so many ways that it made it in all different parts of your memory, and you were able to recall it for all sorts of different reasons, both because of the smell around you, because of the environment that you feel yourself in over the last wee while, because of the noises that you've been hearing recently, and obviously, of course, because you're going to remember, just consciously decide to forever remember these things and look at these important. You find the right trend, you find the right, you find the right areas. See, this is a difficult one, right? Especially on the daily time frame, because it's not so very often that it's not so very, like you can see here, it's tough to even fit it on one chart at the same time, right? It's not so very often that you're going down, and when you are, that it's a trend. Anywho, right, so we'll find one. You just need to get shorter. something along those lines. And it's true, they were incredible. So if you fancy some of that incredible stuff, if you want that in your life, you know, that's a feature, right? The benefit of having that incredible stuff in your life, that's fucked up shit. I would start talking about it, but you'd be like, hey, is this some sort of metaphysical tale, right? Blending like some historical grievance that our nation had, and along with like this current cultural dilemma that this generation faces in you or whatever, and be like, no, what? And it was all I was starting to talk about was this thing we were saying earlier, with a 200 people moving out. That's all I was saying. That's all it's saying. Congratulations, darn tootin'. What does that da-da-da mean? Probably something good, right? Usually da-da-da, da-da-da-dum, ba-ba-ba-bum, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, ba-ba-ba-bum, right? Right, anyway, so yeah, this is interesting, right? Oh, very, very interesting. In fact, there's an ABCD pattern as well. That's also super interesting. And, you know, people look for things to happen in similar amount of times as before. They do look for that because they're trying to make their ABCDs work in it. They're trying to make it all fit into their little, tiny little brains. Yeah, stick it in there, a wee bit more room there. Get rid of that marmalade and then put that bit of that idea there. And right, and that's the way most people like that. Dot dash. No, dot dash dash. Yeah. Oh, chuckles. Right, so we had loads of interesting thoughts about all sorts of different things. None of them are showing up anymore. This was interesting. Oh, that was a good song too, wasn't it? You know, just in case you're interested in panicking. This is for people who are desperate for the panics, you know. It's the whole point in this thing is the panics, right, for people. We had the tunes and all at the time. You would have enjoyed it, right? The color grading. It was beautiful. You know, right? We even had different textures. You were able to do, like, rub your screen and feel. Like, you were able to feel the future of price action. It was incredible, right? We covered all sorts of different things at the start stream. If you didn't see it, tough luck. Like, why were you not here? Again, oh my goodness. Dash just donated 1337 Tradespotting shot. Holy shit. Well, I mean, we've got the end of this thing. So, I mean, does that count? Does that count? It's, oh, there goes the flash. Does the wheel spin, though? It's got a mind of its own. Mind of its own. I think I've told that story on the show before about the dog and our neighbor, and we had a dog, and the neighbor comes and he's like, "Oh my god, that dog's got a mind of its own." And anyway, I'd only been there a while, you know. I did, you know. I don't know, right? I don't know what cheeky means. It's all relative to where you are, right? It's definitely relative, and I don't know. So, you know. Panic at the not Panic at the Disco. Oh jeez, this one final rest of this and we, you know, the disco is the last place you would expect to find that. You know, it's such a it's where we really, you know, you're a good man. Cheers. That's a nice message. Guitar outside. That's our play outside, purpley outside, guitar outside. Are you guys family? Well, life has gone and pissed me off again. Time for a snorkel and back to sploshing. What you not like life, eh? Oh, well, I try and hear our own thing, and life's like, be a dickhead about things, and blah, blah, blah. Anywho, thanks very much. Great to see you, Colin. Great to see it's everybody. Great, thanks, Mighty Red. There you are. There you are, Sarah, Base Monkey. Boy, wow, Lisa, boy, look at all those brilliant people. Thanks. Thanks so much. Great, right, great, brilliant. What a week it's been. It's been good because we've enjoyed GME, you know, in a weekly time frame. Probably could have done TA that was like actually, I mean, I think I did loads of other stuff. Anyway, we're on this one now. The weekly time frame, you can see you're pushing back towards the top side of resistance. That's good to see. You come in and you've put in an equal low with your previous low, but your RSI is higher. So that's class B, bullish divergence. It's reversal divergence. Expect price action to get back to top side of resistance. It's where it's made it to so far with regards to various ways of drawing out your targets. We've walked through them on the smaller time frames, and here we are at the week, zipping it all up, saying, boom, that was simple, wasn't it? And looking back, it so often is, but we were able to do it in advance. Okay, so, you know, fuck the haters. Thanks very much. Remember and never forget that Tradespotting's on every day. And if you haven't seen them, then you're probably missing out on something. Thanks. Love you all. Happy birthday, baby. Happy birthday, everybody. Because, you know, it's Bulldog's birthday is kind of like something we should all be celebrating. So happy birthdays. Oh, yes. And then it's not just Bulldog's birthday. It's also very important because